One, two, three. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm AnzaK. This is the Red Hot Underdogs. And with me tonight is the ever incredible, long contained, often imitated, never duplicated. Please put your hands together for the man of the moment, Drewy.
Hey buddy, hey everybody, welcome to the podcast that is always the undisputed champion of mediocrity. Welcome to the Red Hot Underdogs.
That's how I feel. Guess what, Drewy? I just told you, I'll tell you again. It's my birthday.
Yes, as a fellow 49-year-old, welcome to the club. Soon you'll be getting a frozen chook, a bingo card, and pensioner discounts. So, well done.
Hey, next year when we turn 50, we get to raise the bat, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We only get
Hopefully.
to twice, when you turn 50
Oh,
and when you turn 100. And I'm not getting to 100, so that'll be it. It'll be.
mate, I'm hoping to get to 50. There's no guarantees in it.
I know, me too.
I plan to stick around till a 50.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
see what happens.
Yeah. Me
So
too.
if I'm not here next year, at least it'll be a bloody good episode.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
look, nonetheless, we've had a few things going on in sport. We'll just cut the bullshit and all the pleasantries because people get really sick of all the fluff and bullshit and they want to get to more fluff and bullshit. So that's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll start with a bit of NRL, you reckon?
Oh, I guess. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Let's rip off the bloody Band-Aid.
Yeah.
As people know, we are Sea Eagles supporters. I'm not just going to mention the Sea Eagles. There are a few teams that have had very, very disappointing seasons. Look, if you're a Sea Eagles fan like we are, unfortunately the Sea Eagles are on 24 points. Their tyres have been spinning in the mud for about 6 weeks now. We've lost our last 6 games. We got a bye in there last week, and we're on 24 points. The Cowboys, who are 8th, are on 28 points. So it's 2 games in advance. We're running out of games to go. I said this to you over a month ago. I was worried that the wheels would start spinning in the mud for Manly, because if anyone can fuck up a good position, it's Manly. And that's exactly what's happened.
Yeah. Is the season over for Manly?
Not completely, but it's shutting very, very quickly. Now, I think we've got to win all of our games remaining, to be perfectly honest, and we've got to have results go our own way. Yesterday, if we had have won that would have been huge for us. It would have given us that little bit of breathing space to maybe lose one more possibly, which is the one that we lost yesterday. So it's just frustrating, particularly being ahead 14-0 against the Storm.
Yeah. And what was the end score? 42, was it, or something? 42-20?
Yeah, 42-20. Now, the problem is I was watching it at home for the first bit, and then I came to your party at Chalkies at Brookvale, and from the moment I walked into Chalkies, because it's only a 5-minute drive in the car from my place, Melbourne scored in the first 10 seconds of me being in Chalkies. What do you think I saw at that pub for the rest of the game? I saw Melbourne putting on a 42-6 hiding against us. Walking to that establishment was the worst thing I could have done. Watching the game with you was the worst thing I could have done, but I'm glad I was there for your birthday. I'm not going to lie. I preferred not to have been there and collected the 2 points, as much as I love you.
Happy birthday, Manly lose. And I got, for some reason, I'm on Storm for this free burger, and it's a message. Congratulations, you've won a burger, and I'm just like, well, won a burger, but bloody Manly's lost the season. I can't really see us, playing.
No.
Like we haven't played well for what, 7 games now.
Yeah, well, our last 3 weeks, I think we had 38 put on us against the Titans. We had 48 put on us against the Sharks, and we had 42 you just can't make a dent. Even if by some miracle we do make the semis, we're not going to put a dent in it. It's a waste of time. We're not playing well enough. The Fosball honeymoon is well and truly over, but Manly's defence has been abysmal. We've had absolutely no respect for the ball, dropping it left, right and centre. I don't know how at this level you throw forward passes, but apparently people can, which seems ridiculous. But we're not the only ones going horribly. Funnily enough, for the top 4 last year at the end of the season on the ladder are all outside the top 8 right now, which is absolutely incredible. So that's amazing. So from last year, the Dogs, who came in 3rd, they are on 26 points, so they're coming 9th. They're the best. The Storm, who we lost to yesterday, are on 22 points. So they're 2 points behind us again. They came 2nd last year. Last year's minor premier, the Raiders, who lost today to the Knights. Last year's minor premier are coming 12th, and they're on 22 points. And the biggest shocker of all is last year's premier, the Brisbane Broncos, are on 18 points, and they are coming 16th.
That's
2nd last.
Yeah, that's crazy. And I mean, is that a good competition though? Like, you don't want to, I was about to say you don't want a competition where one team's winning it all the time, but one team has all the time for the past, dominated Panthers for so long. I mean, you know what I'm trying to say? Like is that a good sign that?
Yeah, look, I want to say this. I know what you mean. Look, for the purpose of the exercise, I think it just highlights how great the Panthers are. For as good as those other teams did to get into the top 4 last year, they're out of the top 8. That, for me, speaks volumes about how brilliant the Panthers are. Now, I also want to say, for as horribly as we played yesterday, the Storm played very well and still had to do their job, so I don't want to take any credit away from them. But I've also got to have an honest account of Manly, which was fucking dreadful. But the Storm, well done to you, because you absolutely did what you should do if you're a side worth your salt, which is put in a side to the slaughter who was playing badly. But, mate, the Broncos, they were ahead 24-0 after 23 minutes. And ended up losing to the Dolphins 40-32. So they can't take a trick.
Yeah.
That's. I thought blowing a 14-point lead was bad. 24 points is just abominable.
Yeah. And minor and premiers. The premiers.
Yes. Yeah.
Let's move on to who do you think will win the thing? So who do we have? We've got. Is it a 2-horse race? Is it Panthers? Panthers good, Warriors
Panthers
good, Roosters good, Sharks good, and do you throw Dolphins in there as well?
Yeah, look, I know rules and regulations and records are meant to be broken. I know history can change. One thing is for sure. Nobody outside the top 4 has ever won the premiership. I'm not saying it can't happen, but if you ask me personally who I think will win,
it happened in Aussie rules. Remember,
it's happened in Aussie rules. Hasn't happened in NRL.
Yeah.
For the purpose of the exercise, I realistically think that only the top 4 can win this year. I'm not saying people can't outside of it, but even on form this year, I think there's a slight difference between the consistency of the top 4 and the rest of the 8. Having said that, huge upset today. Congratulations to the last place Dragons defeating the Cronulla Sharks. So
how did that happen?
That was amazing. So congratulations to
them. Why couldn't that been Manly?
Oh, well, I've got to say the Dragons have actually been playing better football than Manly, despite coming last. They have improved out of sight. They've actually been in games but losing them.
Yeah.
if that makes sense. They've been competitive. They have not been the worst side, even though their position on the table obviously says it. They haven't been playing the worst by a long stretch. But getting back to your original question, I think it's a two-horse race between the Roosters and the Panthers. I was liking the Sharks as a real outside, realistic Smoky, and today might have been an aberration, but I didn't like the fact they lost to the Dragons.
Okay, so
that to me was a bit of a red flag.
You think it'll be Panthers Roosters grand final?
I do.
And what about to throw the Warriors in there? Why not Warriors? They just beat them.
Correct. They did. I love what I've seen with the Warriors, and I don't want to discount them completely. The only problem I have with the Warriors is the problem I had with the Canberra Faders last year. Their big game experience in semi-finals. It's not like they experience it often enough. The likes of the Panthers and Roosters are seasoned campaigners. They see it on a regular basis, very often, and they know how to operate in the big games. That, to me, is the concern for the Warriors. It's okay to beat the Panthers now during the regular season, but can you do it when it counts in the semis? And that's my biggest issue with the Warriors.
Well, I'm going to make a prediction, and this is not with my head. This is just what I'd like to see. I would like to see grand final, Warriors and Dolphins.
Okay, interesting. Look, for the record, if the Warriors win the whole grand final thing, I'm actually going to get one of those Mike Tyson Maori eye tattoos across me.
Yeah, not a fake one, like a real one.
No, real. I know I'm going to get divorced all of a sudden, and I'm going to lose all of my wealth. I'll probably get to see my daughter on the weekends, and that's about it. Because, the missus usually gets what they want, but so hopefully the Warriors don't, so I don't get the eye tattoo. But look, for mine, if I had to say someone who I think is going to win, I think it'll be the Panthers. They just know how to get the damn thing done, and they've done it 4 times in the last 5 years.
Is that a good grand final, Panthers Roosters?
Not particularly, but I think it's a realistic one at this stage. But nothing is a guarantee. What we say now might be completely wrong when it comes to the crunch, and that's the wonderful thing about the semis.
All right, moving on. Lot of Perth Bears talk. Let's mention them. Their jersey came out. Everybody loved it. And Manly played in Perth, and they had good old Mal Meninga there unveiling the jersey, and what do you reckon? Is it going to be big? It's only next.
Look, I think I saw Mal Meninga wiping the sweat off his eyebrow with one of the jerseys, and even the jersey wasn't big enough for Big Mal's hairy eyebrows. Good to see the big fella in the crowd. I'm not sure about his coaching credentials. It's very well and good to coach a Queensland side that literally coaches itself. All-time greats from start to finish in that Queensland side. They coached themselves for many years. He did have a moment where he coached the Canberra Raiders back in the 90s, and that was a disaster. But this is several decades on. That was slightly after his playing career. We'll see how he goes. I'm not convinced, but it won't all be Mal's fault if they do go badly. Just for the record, I think they'll get the wooden spoon in their first year.
Why Mal Meninga? Why? What, does he have a connection to Perth or have a connection to the Bears or something?
No, I think what the thought process was bringing a massively iconic name to coach the team for their first season, just to get a bit of groundswell of support behind it. I believe that was the initial reason. For me, I don't think that does anything at all. That was their reasoning. I don't think people go, "Oh, Mal's the coach. I'm going to go for the Bears." I wasn't sure who I was going to go for. I'd love a team, but now that Mal's the coach, I'm going to get the whole family involved, and we're all going to be Bears supporters.
That would have been a good kind of thing if they chose someone who had a connection to Western Australia. or who had a connection to North Sydney Bears.
Oh, apparently Mal Meninga had previously been to a funeral in Western Australia, so that was his previous connection to Western Australia.
Yeah. He'll probably go.
Not much of a connection, but yeah. That's about as far as it goes.
Okay, last thing about the Bears. Are you keen to see Manly play the Bears at North Sydney Oval next year?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
North Sydney's connection to them is a bit of a lipstick on a pig, like I've said before, the Ferrari badge slapped on the Datsun, but it's okay.
Yeah.
For long-suffering Bears fans, I'm happy that they can sort of associate themselves with a team,
Yeah. Well, we've got a mate that says, "Oh, the Bears, I love the Bears." I don't reckon people will just jump onto the bandwagon. I don't. It's been too little, too long, too far. It's imperfect.
I've got to admit, I didn't jump on the Northern Eagles when they were around. I stopped going for them.
Yeah.
I wanted Manly.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we'll see how they go.
Yeah.
And just the other news this week, Matt King is going to be the New South Wales coach next year.
That's good news. He's good, right? People like him. He's done well. He played well, and he's been assistant coach for a while. Has it been a while?
Yeah, like for the record, I'm glad that Laurie Daly got to leave on a winning note because people were kicking his ass in the media and YouTubers alike, just left, right, and centre. And the poor cunt didn't deserve to go out that way because I actually reckon he's one of the top 3 best New South Wales players of all time. In no particular order, I've got Andrew Johns, Brad Fittler, and Laurie Daly as the 3 best New South Wales players of all time. I just think in a world of what have you done for me lately, people would just see him as being a goose with a really bad coaching record. He's too good a player to go out that way. Reputation intact. I think he won 2 series out of 7. Go out a winner. I'd dine out on that percentage, even though it's shit. You left a winner. Fantastic. But Matt King's a good appointment.
Nobody talked about him winning 2 out of 7. The radio was just like, like portraying him as a good coach. Like they're like, "Oh, Laurie, you're great. What do you think about King taking over and this?" And he was a hero. He was a hero. But anyway, so he leaves a hero. It's good.
Meanwhile, everyone was doing Billy's fly up after they finished left, right, and centre. Everyone was glazing him. But guess what? Laurie Daly ends up with a 1-1 record with Billy Slater. 1 series apiece. Thanks for coming. So there's your genius coach, Queensland. Congratulations.
You can spin any kind of
any narrative you want. Correct. Having it biased. And I'll always do that every day of the week.
All right, rugby league done. Let's talk the biggest news in boxing. Jai Opetaia has got himself a cracker of an opponent, a cracker of a fight. Tell us about it.
Yes, so on September the 12th, which is obviously next month, he will be fighting the WBC champion, Noel Mikaelian, the current WBC champion, I think soon to be stripped WBC champion. This has come about as a result of the Zuffa and sanctioning bodies war. So, as we know, the main kingpin in the division, the money man, is David Benavidez, who moved up from light heavyweight. He beat Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez and took the WBA and WBO belts, which Ramirez had. And then he wanted to fight Mikaelian next to take the WBC. And Jai Opetaia has swept in and taken his lunch from him. So it's great news.
Just another question. Is it possible that Mikaelian won't be stripped of his belt before the fight next month? Is that possible?
It's possible, but not likely. I'd probably give it a 2% chance.
Oh,
I tell you why.
why?
Because the WBC and all of the sanctioning bodies, when Dana White came in with Zuffa, he walked in like a jock with a 10-inch dick, with his big ego, just the big bullhead go, we will not work with the sanctioning bodies, we're Zuffa, we're going to have one belt, we're going to take over this whole thing. Stupidest thing he could have done. He should have tried to get the Zuffa belt legitimised along with the other sanctioning bodies, got buddy with them, done the snake in the grass Judas thing, and then later on, if you want to get the takeover, sign up all the people and then be the dickhead about it. Being the dickhead about it first, put everyone else's nose out of joint, you gave away your plan. They got pissed, the sanctioning bodies, because they're like, oh, you think you're too good for us now. We'll bugger that. We'll join forces, and if anyone wants to have that Zuffa belt, we just won't work with you.
Okay. All right. Well, you're getting off the topic a bit, Drew. I'm asking a question.
Yeah.
You're rambling for 5 minutes about something else. Just answer.
That's all right. It's a talking show.
Yeah. So, okay. So Opetaia plays Mikaelian. Plays. Oh God, that's how I don't know. I'll start again. Opetaia fights Mikaelian. Okay.
Yeah.
Why did he do it if he knew that he's going to get his belt stripped? Why?
Why did Mikaelian fight Opetaia?
Why did he agree to? Because
No, basically because what was happening with the Benavidez fight is it was taking far too long for Mikaelian to get the details from the Opetaia camp. So for some reason, Noel Mikaelian is still linked with Don King, a 94-year-old promoter. Why he'd be linked with that guy, I'd never know. But he also went behind Don King's back to sign with, to get the fight signed with Opetaia. So that will be a black mark against him in the fact that he might get it stripped. So I think it was also more money. He was given a time, a date, a place, and he was relinquished of all the faffing about and mucking around and stuffing about actually getting a fight. He actually made a statement to the public about wanting to fight the best in the division and not having to be stuffed around. It's a big, long-winded one, and that's why he fought Opetaia, because Camp Benavidez was taking too long. So was Don King.
He hasn't fought Opetaia. Why he's agreed to fight Opetaia?
Yeah, that's why. The Benavidez camp was just taking too long to get shit done. Their negotiations. And Opetaia's team gave him time, date, place, money.
How long was he in negotiations with Benavidez? With Mikaelian and Benavidez. How long have they been trying to get that deal together for?
Well, this is the funny thing, because originally at the start of the year, Opetaia and Mikaelian were in negotiations. Yeah. And then Benavidez and the WBC stepped in, took over the negotiations, and now Opetaia's camp has got it back. But to answer your question, April, May, June, July, I'd say somewhere between about 5 months, probably about 5 months have been in negotiations. It's just taken too long. So I think it was around about March that Benavidez and the WBC and whatnot took the fight of Opetaia and Mikaelian, and they said to Mikaelian at that time, mate, we're going to strip you if you fight Opetaia. And, well, later on, he's just gone, bugger it. There's more money in this for me if I fight Opetaia. And Team Benavidez is taking too long. I haven't fought since December last year. There's still no date, and they're thinking about it might be getting done for November or December this year, which is like a year between fights. So he's like, fuck that.
Yeah. So without rambling on for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to say that again. Without rambling on for 5 minutes, who do you think will win and why? A simple answer, Drew. A simple answer.
Sorry, Mr. Lancey, my teacher. I promise not to go to detention.
Yeah.
Opetaia will win probably by about 9th round knockout. There you go.
Okay. All right. And I said,
what? So I think Mikaelian's a bit more durable than some of the other people that Opetaia has been against, but I think he's quite beatable. Mikaelian is 28-3. Opetaia is 30-0. Mikaelian's had 12 knockouts. Opetaia's had 23 knockouts. So there's a stark difference there. I was going to say something else also. I think the poisoned chalice, though, for Opetaia is the fact not so much that he's signed with Zuffa, but it's actually the belt that he holds, because in the main event, Ryan Garcia, who is...
That's right. Yeah. So what's going on here?
He's a WBC fighter, and Conor Benn, who's a Zuffa fighter.
Who's the main event? Who is it, and what's this controversy? Not rambling on for 5 minutes. Just
you've said that about 5 times, so you're the one rambling on about rambling on.
Yeah. I'm rambling on about rambling on because you keep rambling on. Okay.
Yeah, well, you don't need to continue it. You've already told me that, and I'm not rambling on. I'm just going to give you the fucking drum right now. Ryan Garcia is fighting Conor Benn for a WBC title. Ryan Garcia is a sanctioning bodies fighter. Conor Benn is a Zuffa fighter.
Yeah.
And they're fighting for a sanctioning bodies belt.
Not the Zuffa belt.
No Zuffa belt. And this is the point that I was about to make.
Okay, make it.
Without rambling on.
Yeah.
As you so eloquently keep telling me.
Yeah.
What I was going to say is the belt is the poisoned chalice. Not so much the fact that Opetaia is with Zuffa. Ben doesn't have a Zuffa belt, even though he's with Zuffa. So if he wins, it's a WBC championship on the line. It's got nothing to do with Zuffa. So WBC go, well, it's under our banner. It's got nothing to do with Zuffa. Whereas when Opetaia fights somebody from a sanctioning body, the Zuffa belt goes with it. And that's what the sanctioning body doesn't want, and it doesn't like. And I think Opetaia has been made as a guinea pig in this, because other really good established fighters are starting to fight with Zuffa and negotiating not to fight for the Zuffa belt.
Okay, so can Opetaia fight not for the Zuffa belt?
This is the problem. He's got it now, and it appears no, and it appears like Zuffa won't budge. So it's like he's like the guy chasing after a woman with the wooden eye and the steel hook. They don't want a part of him. So he's kind of stuffed. It literally is a poisoned chalice.
Well, how come this other bloke is the Zuffa champion but not fighting for the Zuffa belt?
He's not a Zuffa champion. That's the thing. Jai Opetaia is the only Zuffa champion. Now, I've got my own theory on this. I think originally what happened is Dana White thought all these fighters would come in and say, oh, I'll fight for the Zuffa belt. I'll fight for the Zuffa belt. And then all of a sudden, when there was a hiccup with Jai Opetaia, it's like, oh, shit, how do I get more elite fighters in if they're going to be stripped? So now he's had to backpedal on what he was originally going to say, being the big dick on campus, going, we don't fight and we don't care about the sanctioning bodies. Now he's had to negotiate with them to get elite fighters into the banner.
Which is negotiating, saying Zuffa doesn't matter. Or, Zuffa.
Well, yeah, I think eventually he wants to build that big stable where it's just the one belt. You've got a whole collection of elite fighters with the Zuffa belt. But that seems a very long way off, and he's hit this main stumbling block, and there are so many moving parts. I don't know that he can actually ever get it over the line. I actually feel that Zuffa might eventually dissolve, and I think the only way to get good fighters over there is for them not to fight with the Zuffa belt, and Jai Opetaia is the only mug with a Zuffa belt.
Yeah. Well, the good news is, right, Jai Opetaia's got a 3-year deal, you know. It's almost been a year, okay? And he's
Yeah.
got a quality opponent right now. This
Yes.
probably, right, is this
Yeah.
second best opponent Jai could face?
Yes, it is in the division, but I've also got another theory on why it is a really good fight. Because Jai never lost his belt, his IBF belt,
Yeah.
in the ring. He lost it outside the ring because the IBF stripped him because he had the Zuffa belt.
Yeah.
Mikaelian gets stripped.
Yeah. Or will
He
get.
didn't lose.
Yeah.
He didn't lose his belt in the ring either. So
Yeah.
if Jai Opetaia beats Mikaelian, he can say, I should be the owner of both belts.
Yeah. He should. Yeah.
And this should allow me to fight David Benavidez.
Yeah. But
I should be a 2-belt holder, but shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Yeah.
I'll just get David Benavidez to fight someone else in the WBC,
yeah.
which is appearing to be who was the next in line, a guy called Mikhail Sislak. Don't know much about him. But I don't think he'd want that fight because there's no money in it. I say go after the Opetaia fight. It'll just be a matter of whether politics get involved.
Yeah.
Unfortunately not, but we'll see what happens.
Well, politics will get involved.
Yeah.
Benavidez, you know, so like if Opetaia wins this Mikaelian fight, is it more likely he'll get a shot, or Benavidez will go for that apple or that carrot dangled in front of his face?
There are a few options. Benavidez could go down to light heavyweight and fight for a title there, or he could move up to heavyweight if he doesn't want to stay in the cruiserweight division. I think the Opetaia fight would be great for him. I think it stands to make him a lot of money.
Yeah.
One thing I will say about Opetaia, if he knocks out Mikaelian and does it in spectacular fashion, don't be polite. Get on that microphone and shout from the rooftop,
Yes.
David Benavidez, I want you. Don't be a chicken. Stop running. I'm here to take your belt. I'm here to take over. And do the real trash talk piece. He's too polite. Be seen, be heard, and take stock of the opportunity.
Okay. All right. One more thing. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's say Opetaia wins this against Mikaelian. Okay.
Yeah.
What's the chances of Benavidez doing the same thing that Mikaelian has done and fighting Opetaia knowing he'll be stripped of his belts? I mean, if Mikaelian did it, why can't Benavidez do it for the money? Why?
The funny thing is, I can answer that to a degree. You've heard nothing but Benavidez talk about sanctioning body belts the whole time. The belts. I hate this corporate Zuffa thing, blah, blah, blah. Standing on his massive soapbox.
Yeah.
The caveat is, if there is enough money involved and put out to him, he might just take the carrot. And Opetaia might go, you know what?
Yeah.
He can take 75% of the share. I don't care. I want this legacy fight.
Yeah.
I'm always going to be rich. Go, take some money. And then that paints Benavidez into a bit of a corner saying, look how much money you were offered. And then this was a guy that had he had the de facto IBF and WBC belts because he never actually lost in the ring. So he was the unofficial champion of both. You're offered 75% or something of the money and you still didn't take it.
Yeah.
That looks bad on you. So I like the risk that Opetaia has made here and his team, and it's rattled some cages. A damn sight better than sitting on your hands and being in boxing purgatory.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the next thing is you and I have said on this podcast that we won't see Jai fight anyone good for the next 3 years. And you and I have it on our faces because now he is fighting a true champion, Mikaelian.
Yes.
You know, Opetaia Mikaelian is a sensational fight, a true champion. It's left field, which goes to show it happens all the time in boxing, doesn't it? Do we have it on our faces? I guess that's my question to you.
Look, I don't mind being wrong. I don't mind having egg on our faces. I don't think it was looking like this would happen. I would say no, we don't. I think this is more of a byproduct of Benavidez dragging the chain and not doing his due diligence and
Yeah,
his team not nipping this in the bud.
yeah, yeah,
And somehow Opetaia has done his due diligence by going, I'm in a shit position, got myself into this bad position.
yeah,
Me and my team will do everything we can to get ourselves out. Benavidez dragging the chain. Let's swoop in and get this fight. So
yeah,
I
yeah.
think it was more good fortune, but shit, we'll take it.
Now, is this a bit silly to say? Benavidez might have two options. If Opetaia wins, Benavidez might
Yeah,
have two options.
yeah,
One, fight Opetaia for a lot of money and lose the belts and earn a lot of money. Two, fight a nobody, somebody for pen.
yeah,
And
yeah.
what do you think he'll take?
I actually think that Benavidez would win that fight if he fight Opetaia. But I'm gunning for Opetaia.
No,
He
no, I
should
said,
take.
no, you didn't listen. I said, which
No, what do you think
fight
he'll do?
would he take? Would,
Yeah,
which,
yeah, yeah. I'm hoping you. I know I was getting to that, but I was rambling as you say. I
sorry.
was
I'll
I
ask
was
you again.
hoping. Yeah,
Opetaia beats Mikaelian. Then
yeah,
Benavidez has a choice. Fight
yes,
Opetaia for cash,
yeah,
no belt,
yeah,
he'll lose his
yeah,
belt, or
yeah.
fight a nobody for no money and keep his belts, retain his belts. What do you think he'll do?
I think he could go down to light heavyweight and fight Dimitri Bivol for his
Wow.
belt.
Neither. Yeah, that's this is left field. What's happened here?
Yeah,
It's so
yeah,
exciting.
yeah,
And just to throw out there, what's happened to Tim Tszyu, like going up a division and suddenly
mm.
likely having a huge opportunity there, that's left field as well. Like,
It is left field, and this is boxing, and this is the whole situation. It's a
yeah, but
mess.
you don't think of happening.
Yeah,
Happens.
yeah, and
Right?
you'll get big money for the Bivol fight.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and Bivol is a well-known name, and
Yeah.
he can scoop up a belt, and he can maintain his whole thing of I only fight for belts kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping that there's enough money stumped up for him to entice him to do the Opetaia fight, because for the longest time the Bivol one was more attractive, but I actually think a lot of people now have come round to the Opetaia and Benavidez fight, and there's a new cowboy in town on that front, and I think it's almost equally shared on that front, the
Yeah.
clamour for Opetaia and Benavidez as it is for Bivol and Benavidez, and that's something in Opetaia's favour.
Now, last thing, really quickly, we've got 30
Yeah,
seconds.
30 seconds.
Do you think Benavidez can lose? And if he loses, I know there's rematch. What will happen after the rematch? He's lost twice. What will happen?
Benavidez losing to Opetaia.
Right. Benavidez losing to a bum.
No, it's not going to happen. He's too good. He
No.
won't fight anyone to put the big fights in jeopardy. They will sugar pick their prey.
Okay. Okay. All right. Will Opetaia and Benavidez meet each other next?